Before moving to Oakville, what are the critical questions and answers you need to know to understand if Oakville is the right city for you and your family? As over the past few years now, I've helped many families relocate here to Oakville from across Canada, from down south in the United States, and even from across the pond from the UK and even Dubai. And oftentimes they have very similar questions that they all want to know. So I thought in today's video, we'd be covering the top 5 frequently asked questions I get from other families looking to move here. Now, make sure you stick around to the end of this video as I'm going to be sharing the number 1 deal breaker that stops families from moving to Oakville and choosing one of the surrounding cities. So make sure to stay tuned for that. But one of the questions I always get, especially with families coming here with young kids or kids that are in high school, is how are these schools in Oakville? Now, overall, Oakville schools across the board are going to rank above the provincial average, and some of the top rated schools in all of the province are located within Oakville here, as it has over 46 different elementary schools, some public and some Catholic, and some offering a variety of streams from English to French to even gifted. And then throughout Oakville, you're gonna find 12 different high schools. And all of these schools here, like I mentioned, are gonna be on the top ratings for the Fraser Institute. Now, other than the public schools with Catholic and public, you're also going to find a few private schools located within Oakville. The most notable would have to be Appleby College, which is known as one of Canada's leading independent schools. And then you'll also find St. Mildred's Lightbourne, which is an all-girls school from grade 12 all the way down to JK. And then as for post-secondary schools, you're going to only find Sheridan College, which is world-renowned and one of Canada's top schools in a row for animation, game design, early childhood development education, social work, and more, and was even rated the number 1 school in all of the Greater Toronto area for student satisfaction. So as you can see, no matter if your kids are in elementary school, high school, or looking for something to do in college, they're going to be offering great education programs throughout Oakville. But if you're new here, my name is Matthew. I'm a local realtor, and this is my channel where I share everything about what it's like living in Hamilton, Burlington, Oakville, and the surrounding cities. So if you are thinking about relocating and buying a home in Oakville, send me and my team a message today to book your free relocation consult call, where we can answer any more questions you might have about moving to Oakville we're not able to cover in this video here. But the second most common question I get asked by clients is Oakville a safe city to raise a family in? And again, it's going to be a astounding yes, as Oakville is a part of the Halton region, and the Halton region is one of the safest regions. Actually, in fact, it's been rated the safest region within Ontario for the last 24 years in a row for both violent and non-violent crime, as it has the lowest crime rate. Now, of course, to get the most updated knowledge on what's exactly happening with the crime and safety within Oakville, I always recommend going to check out the Halton Police Map, where you can find that down in the link in the description is where I'll leave it, so that you can go through and see everything about the different neighborhoods and where the safest places are to live. Now, other than that, the next common question I get asked by buyers that are looking to move to Oakville is, where are the best neighborhoods within Oakville? And this is, of course, going to depend on a lot of different factors, from what is your budget, what type of homes you're looking for, how many beds, how many baths, and what do you value? Do you have kids and you need to be close to great schools, or do you want to be in more of that downtown lifestyle? But just as a quick rule of thumb, let's jump into the computer here and give you a quick overview of what you can expect to find in a few different neighborhoods throughout Oakville. All right, so here's Oakville on the map, and really Oakville can be broken down into 3 primary areas that really make up Oakville. So we really have anything that is referred to as South Oakville is anything that is going to be south of the 403 in QEW, right in this area right here. Now, this is going to oftentimes have a lot of different homes that are going to have a variety of different styles, as it was originally built in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. So you're going to offer some large size lots, but those original homes are going to be slightly smaller. Now, with the caveat that you're going to see a lot of redevelopment homes and custom built homes within these neighborhoods here, especially closer to the water, like along Bronte, along Southwest neighborhood, as well as even downtown Oakville, you're going to notice a lot of homes that were built in even the last 5 years, even the last year, you're going to find some homes that were recently developed. So as a result, in these neighborhoods here, you're going to find a wide mixture of different homes that all have their own unique look, their own unique charm, and just their own characteristics among them. Then the second area that you might want to consider looking to move to Oakville is really the middle section of Oakville, and that is really going to be anything that is along or south of Upper Middle, we'll call it. This is Upper Middle right here. Anything north of the 403, and it's really going to be in this section right here. Now, it's going to include neighborhoods like Glen Abbey. It's going to include College Park. We're going to find Sheridan College and Floggerwood. Now, typically, these homes here were going to be a more uniform look, as they were a majority of them were built in the same time periods. Some were built in the 70s, some were built in the 80s, and some were built in the 90s. And here, you're going to find a lot of different detached home options with a few townhome options and then a lot of condo options along Trafalgar Road right here. I didn't mention it, but in the south part, if you're looking for condo options, you're going to find a few in the downtown part of Oakville, but not many, as typically here, Oakville isn't going to have as many high-rises as its surrounding cities like Mississauga or even Burlington. Then the next area you might want to consider is really anything like north of Upper Mill. You can also even technically go like north of Dundas, as there's kind of a blend as you get past here, as like this area here was built right in the 80s, 90s. You have a little new section right here, but other than that, like as you get more, you're going to notice these homes are going to get a bit larger. They're going to be built really in the 90s, much in the early 2000s as well. However, the downside is the earlier the homes are built, or the more recent, I should say, the homes are built, the more likely the lot is going to be a bit smaller. But in here, you're going to find neighborhoods like Westmount, West Oak Trails, Joshua Creek, I know is a great neighborhood with great schools that my clients are always asking about. And then if you are looking for the newest possible real estate within all of Oakville, that's really, you're going to find anything that's north of Dundas, as you got Joshua Meadows right here. You have Glen Auchery right here that's going to be completely built, but it's completely finished as well. So you get that new home look without the construction dust that comes associated with it. So now I hope you have a bit better understanding of the different real estate options that are available within Oakville and the neighborhoods that have them. If you are interested in learning more about what neighborhoods are right for you and your family, send me and my team a message today to book your free relocation consult call, or you can also check out my video right up in one of the top corners here, going over a complete video explaining Oakville's map. But let's move on to the next most common question I get asked with families looking to relocate here, and that is, what is there to do within Oakville? As Oakville is not the largest city when you compare it to Toronto or Hamilton, but it also does offer some unique activities that you can only do in Oakville. So the first thing I'd recommend is go hiking, as Oakville's typography is going to be a lot of valleys that have streams running throughout it, and then on the north side, you're going to have the Niagara Escarpment offering some spectacular views. So you need to go check out Lions Valley Park for some of the best hiking trails, especially when the leaves are changing color. Or you also have Bronte Harbor, which is a perfect lakeside park to go walk around the marina or go chill on the beach. Then another thing you can find within Oakville is the 5 Drive-In movie theater to, of course, go catch a movie under the stars. And then, like the other communities, Oakville is going to have many different local festivals to go check out throughout the year. The two I'd recommend you go check out when you're living in Oakville is, first, you got the Santa Claus Parade. That's an absolute hit every time I go. But then you also have the Rib Fest and the Jazz Fest in the summertime. Then, if you're looking for a fun night out with the kids or a fun night out even with your friends, you have Dave and Buster's. And if you know, you know, as this is one of my personal favorite things when I'm hanging out with my friends that are living in Oakville, is to go grab a beer and go play a bunch of arcade games. You'll find me over in that basketball sheet. I'll take any one of you on. But then the final thing I'll quickly mention that you can do in Oakville is it has some world-renowned golfing. In particular, you got Glen Abbey Golf Course, but you'll find a variety of other golf courses throughout Oakville. Then the most common question I get asked, and the biggest deal breaker about families moving to Oakville, is how much does it cost to buy a home in Oakville? As Oakville has definitely grown a reputation for being a great city, but also being extremely pricey, as it is one of the most expensive cities to buy a home in all of the Greater Toronto area, all of Ontario, and all of Canada. So how expensive is it actually? So if we break the real estate down and we look at the total sales, we can see of the 100% of total sales, 59% of the sales were detached homes, and the most common price range was anything from 1.25 million up to 2.25 million. However, you can also find a bunch around that $3 million price point as well. And this is just going to depend, of course, on the square footage you have, the lot size you have, the finishings inside, and more. But if you're looking for a townhome, this was 22% of the real estate sales, and the majority of townhomes were really selling anywhere from $900,000 to $1.5 million, with the freehold townhomes being more on the expensive side, and of course the condo townhomes being on the more affordable side. And then if we look at condo apartments, that only made up 19% of real estate sales, with the majority here selling between $500,000 and $800,000. And here you're also going to find a variety of penthouses above that $1 million mark. So if you are thinking about moving to Oakville, send me and my team a message today to book your free relocation consult call. But if you want to learn more about the other cost of living associated with Oakville, the next video I'd recommend you go check out is my video covering all that and more. So you can find that video right here. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day.